Hi guys, welcome back to Hair Dry Treatment. I'm Soph.
And I'm Meg.
And we're here to talk about the biggest topics in football right now. A lot of big games over this weekend. We're going to give you our predictions on every single game. Obviously, we're both United fans, so we want to focus a bit on United Brighton as well. Meg, how are you feeling about that game?
I think it's going to be an interesting one. I feel like if we can continue the form from midweek, then great.
Yeah.
But obviously don't want to repeat of last weekend, so fingers crossed for another win this week.
Yeah, I mean, Brighton, before the season I was writing them off. I thought they're going to be one of the teams to go down. I was thinking they've got a small squad, some of the signings I've never really heard of, not really going to struggle, and they've actually surprised me so far this season. They're doing a lot better than what I anticipated, and they're the exact type of team that we struggle against.
Yeah, they feel like they will probably put men behind the ball because they recognise that's probably our weakness, that we can't break teams down.
Yeah. And
we have got to start being creative. We've got to start ensuring that we are breaking those 11 players back down. But
yeah, I mean, obviously we beat Norwich, and that was a game that I was expecting us to struggle in. I'm hoping that we get a pleasant surprise again tomorrow with that kind of performance. I mean, in the first half in the Europa League, I don't know if you watched it. Thought first half we were absolutely fantastic, and then it kind of fizzled out. I thought towards the end of the game it's boring. I know it was already won. But I wanted to see more like a Leicester performance where we went on and scored more and more goals, and we just don't seem to have that.
Yeah, not taking our foot off the pedal. There are, like you said, it was won, but why can you not go on and press a bit more? Why can you not go on and play free-flowing football throughout the 90 minutes, not just the first half?
Exactly. I see some of the comments. Wesley says AFTV and chill tonight. We'll be talking about that game in a minute. That is the game I'm most looking forward to today, to be honest with you. I think it's going to be a really, really interesting one, hence the title of the video. Disdain says, good evening, ladies. How was your day? It's the morning for us, actually, so, yeah, not all woke up, I think, Meg.
No, just got to check them bags in the eyes.
Charge 5p for these.
So far, so good, though. So far,
yeah, it's good. United aren't around yet to spoil our weekend, so it's all good so far. Who is Megan? Is she your twin? She's not my twin, she's a friend. But yeah. And KSI.
We always get that.
We do.
Sisters.
We always get that all the time. KSI versus Logan Paul predictions for that one. You know what? YouTube boxing, I just think the idiots, man.
Do you know what?
I don't know you, but I hate it.
I've got a confession. I've not got a clue about these people. I don't, obviously I know who they are.
Yeah.
But I have not followed this feud that they have had for the amount of time. Never followed it. I've got no idea. I know they've already fought once, haven't they?
Yeah.
And it was a draw.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
No one plays for a draw.
No.
No, I've got no idea. I'll just go for KSI.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be like Meg. I don't know full ins and outs, but I think personally, like, YouTube boxing just doesn't bother me at all in the slightest. Stuff.
Yeah.
It's not the way to go for me. If people believe that this is going to be a common thing now, where YouTubers will turn to do stuff like boxing matches. It's not,
me and you can go against each other.
It wouldn't be very entertaining. I'll tell you that now. But yeah, I don't know. I'll probably say the same as you, KSI, and that's only because I know a bit more about KSI than I do Logan Paul. So yeah, that's my prediction. I'm going for KSI. Obviously, feel free in the chat joining. You guys probably know more than us about this boxing match tonight. So let us know what you think about it. Who's going to win? I saw an advert. I agree with Lewis. I cannot believe it's on Sky. Sky are broadcasting the fight.
And the amount the amount you've got to pay for it.
Yeah.
And how much, actually, I do know one thing about it. The amount that they earn from the first boxing match was ridiculous.
Stupid, absolutely stupid money. Maybe we should do it. We're missing the trick here, Meg. No women have done it yet, have they? So
I'm getting them down.
There's a gap in the market there.
I'm like, oh.
I'm breaking down. Right, so the early kick-off today is Chelsea against Palace at Stamford Bridge. Palace, to be fair, against, obviously it was at Old Trafford, I was at that game, beat us. They've proved that against bigger teams it can be a problem. I think Zaha turning up is a big swaying point for them. I think if they turn up there, obviously it's a different story. What's your prediction for that one? It's at Stamford Bridge.
I'm going to go for Chelsea. I think they are going about their business easily. I think everyone had kind of written off at the start of the season, so they were just like, well, we'll just get on with it now. They had that obviously beaten 4-0 and I think everyone thought that's how their season was going to go.
Yeah. And
they've turned it round, and they are just week by week just going about their own business.
Yeah. I mean, what I will say about Chelsea, you say we beat them 4-0. It wasn't a 4-0 game.
No.
That scoreline didn't reflect it at all. They could have been 1-2, 2-0 up early on. Apologies for the lag, guys. It is being sorted out as we speak. I know it is lagging a little bit. I'm not sure what the problem is. My internet is fine, so we're just going to keep going with it. Hopefully, you can still hear us. But yeah, I think Chelsea is a direct comparison with how we're doing, because the small squad, they didn't really sign anyone because the transfer ban and Pulisic came in. Lampard, new manager, it's got a young team. And I think if you look at the way they're playing compared to us, there's a massive difference.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting, Chelsea as a whole season.
Yeah.
I think, will they, second half of the season, will they slip? Will they have that momentum carry on, or will it just die down a little bit? We have to see with Arsenal how they slip up sometimes.
Yeah.
And will they have the big enough squad to see them through the whole season? But for me today, the way that they are going is Chelsea win, and I would go for a 2-1. 2-0? 2-1.
2-1 to Chelsea is my prediction. I think Palace might nick a goal, to be honest with you. Ayew at the minute is banging in goals, he's doing well up top for them.
Yeah.
I don't fully trust I don't fully trust Zuma at the back. I think Zuma at the back is a bit of an issue, which is why I'm expecting Chelsea to concede. I think sometimes he's fantastic, but he's always liable to make that dodgy mistake. He switches off. And that's why I think that Palace will score, but I think Chelsea will just edge it. I think they've got the quality going forwards and they will edge it. Mason Mount's having a fantastic season. Pulisic is now hitting form at the right time for them. And Tammy Abraham as well has always got a goal in him. So I think Chelsea are going to edge it. Did you watch the game against Ajax in the week?
Yeah.
Mad
What
game.
a crazy game.
But, to be honest with you, the ref spoiled that game for me.
I don't think if the fact that he got sent off for handball, I think that's a shocking decision.
Yeah,
because
it is.
His hand wasn't exactly like
out.
It was by his out. Okay, it was slightly out, but it wasn't an unnatural position. If you are talking about when you're running towards something and you're stopping, you're not running with your arms glued to your side. As a defender, I just feel that it's completely, it just doesn't work. Like, it's not an unnatural. So, that's unnatural for me.
We get to the point where, VAR didn't intervene at this point, and again you have to question what's the point then.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, it's a rule that needs to change regarding handball. So at the minute, it's like if he hits the hand, it's a penalty regardless. The booking, I think, was ridiculous from the ref, and that's the ref's error.
Yeah.
It was handball. I agree, Wesley. I'm not disputing the handball. I'm disputing the second yellow card.
Yeah. It wasn't a yellow card offence.
No,
it was a handball. It hit his hand, but he didn't. I don't think he went out to block it purposely.
Yeah.
And I would say the ref was consistent, because when Chelsea went to score their fifth, it did hit Tammy Abraham's hand.
Yeah.
And so.
But why didn't he get a booking then? That wasn't consistent. Just saying. I tweeted that. That's where the ref, obviously, I think he's panicked. Obviously, I think he was still in the midst of the blind sending off. Players were gathering around him. I think he's panicked there and he just pulled out that yellow card, which I don't think he should have done.
No.
Is that where VAR should then intervene and say, actually, no, you shouldn't send him off, because realistically that spoiled the game then? Because even with 10 men...
really good with
I was going to say, even with 10 men, Ajax could have still gone on and scored, and 9 men are still up threatening.
Yeah.
And I just think it completely spoiled the game. I'm sure they'd take a draw going away to Chelsea.
Yeah.
But obviously, when the score difference was what it was, you'd be absolutely gutted. And it turns out Chelsea were more gutted by the end of it, of course. But for me, I just thought it completely spoiled the game. And it was a shame, really. But, yeah, we're both saying 2-1 to Chelsea is our prediction for today's early kick-off. Let us know what you guys think as well. Should be a close game, but I think Chelsea will nick it. The next one, not a really entertaining one, Burnley against West Ham. I ain't got a lot to say about that. Burnley are boring, man. Burnley just boring.
It's one of them games that you get, the end of match of the day.
No, we're normally end of match of the day. We're normally the last game.
Burnley at home are normally, they use it as a bit of a fortress, or they have in the past.
Yeah.
But West Ham, they're starting to slip up a bit. They haven't been on form as they have been throughout the season.
Yeah.
A score draw would be nice.
A goal would be nice.
A goal would be good.
A shot.
It's not my most exciting fixture of the weekend.
No.
But I probably would put it as probably a draw. I don't think neither team need the loss. So
yeah.
Probably a bit cagey.
I always describe Burnley as a stopper team. They just stop teams from scoring, but they don't do much to the other end themselves. Ashley Barnes, I know he's got a goal in him. But other than that, I find them so boring to watch, but so frustrating because they're a nightmare to play against. The local mentioned earlier, they're the exact type of team that we struggle against.
They're very defensive.
And if you've got Lindelof at the back, I feel like people at Ashley Barnes, because Burnley are so physical, they'll cause us trouble at the other end, because I think Lindelof gets bullied by a more physical striker, and that's my personal opinion on him. But because Burnley are at home, I'm going to say Burnley are going to nick it. Like you say, I think they're difficult to beat at home. West Ham, not in the greatest form, and I think going to Burnley is going to be a tough one. I don't know, I'm going to have to go for a draw. I don't know if it's quite safe to say a 1-1 draw for that one.
Score draw.
1-1 draw is what I'm going for that one. I hope Felipe Anderson finds his feet again this season at West Ham, because for me it's quality, but just hasn't kind of fit.
He had a lot of spark, like he can be a spark on a pitch if you need something.
Yeah.
Some of the goals that he produced at the right time.
Yeah.
It's one of those players that pop up when you need them most.
Yeah. But I just think with the player like Ashley Barnes, like I already mentioned, Roberto said it there, said 2-0 to Burnley, 2 scrappy goals. I agree, I think it's going to be scrappy. Not expecting the most exciting game there, and that's why I'm going to go with 1-1 draw. That's my prediction, and you're going with a score draw as well. Next one, Newcastle against Bournemouth. I'm actually going to the Newcastle Villa game, you know. Villa Park, I'm in the away end, in with the Newcastle fans. So that should be good. I'm going to do some footage for the Magpie channel for that as well. Mate's a Newcastle fan, asked if we'd want to go.
That's good.
I'm going, so it should be good. Come on Newcastle fan for this one. Nah, to be fair, these are all teams in the Rangers at the minute. So normally I'll be like...
you look at that and you wanted Newcastle to win to take points off Bournemouth, who are above us. So from a tactical point of view, as a Manchester United fan, you're wanting Newcastle to go out and win.
Yeah.
I quite like Newcastle, and out of those two teams, I'd want them to win anyway. So...
Newcastle
form-wise
instill like a fear into me. Like I think we're heading the way that Newcastle have gone. Like poor owners, lot of big massive fan support, massive stadium, big club, but then they just haven't had the investment in, and they've just got worse and worse and worse. And I want to see them back where they belong, because they're a good club, as we know, and it's a shame really. But I think Bournemouth will have a lot of confidence from what happened last week. I mean, obviously they're in a bad run of form. They weren't scoring goals. They scored against us. Josh King with a good goal. So I don't know if Bournemouth are going to nick this one. The only thing that sways is the fact that it's at Newcastle.
I was going to say, they're away from home. Does that change anything?
Yeah.
At such an iconic stadium as well as Newcastle, the fans, although they're there, you can't really hear them.
Yeah.
It is definitely like one of those away fixtures. Is it the furthest one in the Premier League, Bournemouth and Newcastle? Yeah. So the fans that are going to travel, they're not going to travel in thousands, are they?
No, Newcastle,
but
yeah, I was just saying, still around Newcastle fans, I think they have some of the best away following going. But yeah, Bournemouth is a good point, and they're up in the sky, isn't they?
Yeah.
But I'm going to say again, I'm going to go for a draw and play it safe. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw in this one now. I'm going to go with slightly more goals, yeah. I can't pick between them. I cannot pick, because I think Bournemouth will have confidence from the game last weekend. Newcastle aren't doing too bad of late.
I'm going for Newcastle.
And St Maximin is just a mad player. I think he's got gold in him. He just needs to improve his final product, but I think he's definitely a very talented player. Little Gucci headband. So I'm going to say a 2-2 draw. I think it's going to be a tight one again, but I'm expecting a few more goals. I think that'll be more entertaining than the Burnley game, let's face it.
Yeah, I'm going for Newcastle win. I'm going to go for a 2-0 as well.
Real. That United family, hi guys, hope you're good. I tuned into your video yesterday, it was fantastic. Good to see that you're doing watch-alongs as well. I think that's fantastic as well. Guys, make sure you go and sub to their channel, That United Family. Seb Blackmore says, up the Villa. Disdain take Magpies for the win. Hell no. Chelsea have United's DNA, says Piston Header. I just compared Chelsea to us. There's a massive difference in the style of play at the minute, and that's credit to Lampard. I think he's doing a fantastic job there.
Sorry, on the comments, there was someone, I think, said they're from New Zealand.
So, wow, yeah, Mohammed, hi from New Zealand.
Hello from New Zealand.
Hey, hello from the West Midlands. Hope you're good, thank you for tuning in. Next one, Southampton, Everton. Everton, I was going to say, obviously, prayers to Gomez, to what happened to him, Andre Gomez. Horrible injury. Really unfortunate.
One of those, you sat there thinking, thank God that's not me. Like,
yeah.
You just...
I felt for Son as well, though.
Oh, it broke my heart watching him have, like, obviously his reaction to his own... Well, it wasn't his tackle, was it? It's a hard one.
I think Son was frustrated. He had a little elbow before, and it was a foul by Son.
Yeah.
It was a nasty little kick, but obviously it wasn't malicious enough for him to go and think I'm going to go and break his ankle, whatever it was. Like, it wasn't like that. Son isn't that kind of player. He was just very unfortunate, and I did feel for him. And I loved the celebration when he scored the other day for Spurs. Looked at Cameron, he was like prayed and said sorry. It's just such a classy guy, Son. I love him.
You can't hate him.
No,
you can't hate him. There's videos of him from the end of last season going around, and everyone's got with their families, and he's just like with all the kids. Like, none of his aren't him, but you just can't hate him.
No,
he's one of those people that he's not. Even he's in Tottenham, one of our rival teams.
Yeah.
But you just.
It's a player that you'd love to have in your team.
Yeah.
He strikes me as a player who's really popular in the
very much Spurs' version of Mata.
Yeah.
In terms of like personality wise, I think.
Yeah.
You can't really hate Mata.
Yeah, I agree. I tweeted about him the other day. We'll talk about Mata in a minute, actually. But yeah, I agree. I love Mata. P. Conrad is at work and tuning in. Thank you, P. Conrad. KSI and Logan Paul, we've already discussed this. Me and Meg are going to do some YouTube boxing because the money in this is ridiculous.
Crazy.
But we've both said KSI, and that's purely because we know a bit more about him. Let me know what you think about that boxing tonight as well. But yeah, that's the way to go by the looks of it. Speedy recovery for Andre Gomez. He can catch up on his Netflix shows. Joke, come on. He's catching up on hairdryer treatment. That's what he's doing.
He's watching.
He's watching right now, I bet you. No, but definitely, in all seriousness, obviously, I hope he recovers. We saw what happened to Luke Shaw following his injury. I think that's had a massive effect on how he plays now. So, yeah, fingers crossed that he does get back to the play, because he's an absolute baller.
Yeah, it is one of them things when you have such a severe injury, how that affects you mentally. Coming back from that, it's really, like, the road to recovery is a long road, with ups and downs. You go mentally through missing out on game time, socially as well. I know probably when we were injured, it's completely different to their recovery, because top flight club, but mentally it's really tough, never mind physically as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. What's your score of that? And Southampton obviously battered 9-0 at Leicester, but 1-0 up at City. It's a bit of a hard one to call. But Southampton are at home.
Do you know, on the radio they went 4-0 to Everton.
Ooh.
I just can't see that happening.
No, I can't see that happening.
No.
I'm going to say 2-0 Everton.
I'm going to go with a draw. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw.
So 1-1 draw for Meg. I'm going 2-0 Everton.
I think Southampton are set up to not concede.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think they will. I think Everton, maybe it'll be a bit of an incentive what happened to Gomez last week. Obviously they got a good last minute, in added time we got the equaliser. Yeah. That's that confidence from that against a good Spurs team. I mean, they might dedicate the performance to obviously Gomez. Yeah. It depends. It could go either way. A draw isn't a bad shape as well. I'm going to say 2-0 Everton. That United family agree with Meg. They're saying a 1-1 draw. Unless he says, can people stop hating on Marcus Rashford? Amen to that. I completely agree. Meg, what do you think about the hate towards him?
I think it's ridiculous. I think that it's one of them players that just because he's not in form, everyone all of a sudden hates him.
It's because he's trying stuff.
The amount of time, like, he's been at Man United and, he's consistently been one of our top players. He's dropped off in form. As a footballer, you'll know, there are times in the season where you're just not hitting your best. Yeah. It just happens. It's just one of them things where you just work through it. And I think that's what he actually still does. Even if he's not on form, he's still working hard. He doesn't just give up. Yeah. And that he gets hate for it. I just don't agree with it at all.
No, and I think Rashford, he gets a lot of stick because he's always trying something. And yes, a lot of time it doesn't come off. But at least he's actually trying. There's too many players in this United squad who are very passive and pass the ball sideways and play the safe pass all the time for me. Yeah. And at least he doesn't do that. And I agree, he is frustrating at times. I completely agree with that. And I'm not saying he doesn't deserve to be criticised. Of course he does. But there's a difference between criticising and absolutely hatred and having an agenda against someone, in my opinion. But yeah, we'll move on in a minute to the United game. Obviously, that's Sunday. But next we've got Spurs against Sheffield. Sheffield United, who played Sheffield ball, by the way. I saw the tweet with that football.
It's not quality last week. Playing good football. Yeah. Good, there are two teams that are both above us. So again, looking at it from a Manchester United perspective, I know Tottenham are just below us now, aren't they? Yeah. So they're in and around us. Ideally, a draw would be alright because neither of them are collecting 3 points. So and either going above us or further in the gap between us.
Yeah.
But like you said, the way that Sheffield play, they're not here just to make numbers up in the Premier League. They're here to play, and they're here to make a name for themselves and do as well as they can. Chris Wilder's, like they've got playing really good football. I can see that having goals in it, that game.
Yeah. You know what? We scored 3 goals last week. I thought they looked quality in that game.
Yeah.
And what I will say, I think they epitomised the fact that you don't have to have the most talented squad. You just need to know the system that you played in, know your job, work hard as a team. And I think they're doing that fantastically well this season. They're playing for a manager who obviously is motivating them and getting them to understand their role. And I think that's the difference. People saying that Ollie needs investment, Ollie needs to buy players, which I agree. However, surely Sheffield United would epitomise the fact that actually you need a clear plan.
Yeah.
And tactically, we're not at that at United at the minute. I don't know if you agree or disagree with that, but for me, we don't seem to have a clear plan. We seem to lack, especially when we're playing against teams who sit in, we don't know how to break them down. We really struggle.
I agree with it. I feel like this week especially, phases of play, like Soph and I have been at training together, throughout the season, and we work in training, you work at different phases of play. You don't say, right, when so-and-so's got the ball, this is what we will be doing. But when you see a style of play and a phase on the pitch where you've worked on it in training, you can almost replicate it a little bit, or at least try to replicate it. Whereas I don't see that at times, whereas with Sheffield, you can see them play the ball and trying different things. It goes back to the training ground for Manchester United, where I feel like you said, Sheffield haven't exactly got world-class players, but they know what they're doing, they know where they're going, they know what style they're doing.
Yeah, I agree. I think that one, Spurs are at home, but at the same time, I never feel fully confident with Spurs at the minute. I never feel fully confident, so I wouldn't be surprised if Sheffield go there and get something. But I wouldn't be surprised if Sheffield go to Spurs today and actually get a result.
Like I said, I think there'll be goals in it. I think it'll go. I think one team will win it. I think it'll go down to the wire.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for Tottenham just because they're at home.
So what's your score then? What are you going for?
I think there'll be goals for both teams because I don't think Tottenham are great at defending at times. They always like to concede. I think I'm gonna go for 3-2.
3-2.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with a 1-1. I think Sheffield are going to get a point today.
Okay.
I think Sheffield are going to get a point. I know I might be wrong, but yeah, I can never feel fully confident with Spurs at the moment. So yeah, that's what I'm going for. Is Harry Kane back today as well? So I think that'll...
He was HCL, wasn't he? Last week.
Yeah, so we'll see if he's back. If he's got man flu, he might not be back.
We've got man flu. No, men alive.
Apologies again for the lag. For some reason it's green on our screen. It's saying the stream health is fine, so we're going to keep working with it. But you can still hear us, which is fantastic. We'll still keep working through. Thanks for sticking with us. Leicester against Arsenal, the big game. This is what I wanted to talk about most. Good Ebening or bad Ebening. What we're reckoning.
What a huge game. Let's start with that.
Yeah.
For both teams. If Leicester go and pull this out of the bag and win, they are keeping up there with the top 3.
Yeah.
And I fully believe if they take points off Arsenal, that kind of almost secures them up there. And I would even throw them into the title race. I'd still think it's Liverpool.
If Leicester win the league again before Liverpool do.
I'm
sorry, that would be my ideal situation this season. I know it's a long way off, but just imagine that.
And it's a huge, huge game for Arsenal, isn't it? If they lose that just, I think it's his time done. Because I think there's so much unrest at Arsenal within the fans, within the club, everything that's going on. But the thing with Arsenal is when they're down and out, and they are at the moment, they go and pull a result out the bag. And you always feel like they'll get a result.
Their new manager, their new captain, Aubameyang, as chosen by the manager. Is that going to have a positive effect? Because for me, he's their best player.
I think it does for him. I think you get that sense of your manager's got you back.
Yeah.
Like you said, he's the best player anyway, but that sense of responsibility.
But they still give him stick. The fans still give him stick. I can't believe that.
The fans for Arsenal, I think, you look at the way they treated Xhaka, and not just Xhaka, Ebening, Van Persie, all the...
Yeah.
It's not just been a one-time occasion.
Yeah, I mean, I did feel for Xhaka. I did a video afterwards and people obviously slated him and stuff, and I genuinely, as a footballer yourself, you have to sympathise with the fact that in his head he was being booed off by the fans, his own fans, and that wouldn't be nice. And obviously he's had previous as well. He gets slated week in, week out. I think he's tried to say the right things in the interviews from what I've seen, and people keep saying he's our captain and he's trying to lead by example, and he hasn't been performing well on the pitch. I completely agree with that. But I think you never should get slagged off by your own fans, and I did kind of feel for him as well as everything else that obviously had gone on previously.
I felt for him because in Arsenal, in the team, I don't see a leader.
Yeah.
I don't look at Ebening and think you're a leader. No, I think you're a great player and you can lead the front line.
I'd probably say David Luiz is the closest thing to a leader they have, and he's a liability.
And Xhaka got thrown at the deep end and he was picked. I don't look at him and think, oh, you're the leader.
Yeah.
But the fans didn't want him. And so then he's just been like... Yeah, thrown in.
Left out to dry, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I did feel for him. I hope it works out for him still at Arsenal, because I would have hated a player to have to leave because of abuse from fans. I think that's harsh. I think it's the right decision about the captaincy. I don't know, he didn't react in the right way. I think that's probably truth about that, but I do feel for him. You have to see it from both sides, and I think it's the right thing to remove him from captaincy. However, I do hope he still has a career at Arsenal.
Yeah, and do you know what? I tweeted as well about he wasn't forced to come out and apologise. I think that's... He's come out and he's made a statement, and that's what he should have done. He has had all this abuse, and then you can't just expect somebody not... He's still human, he's still got feelings. Although he's a footballer and he might be paid, millions of pounds, he's still got feelings inside. And if you get abused and your family get abused, you're going to snap at some point, and lo and behold, he did. Yeah, he did. And I think that has a lot to do with the performances as well. You'd be frustrated with yourself as well, knowing that you're playing. And I do, But you're right, I think when Arsenal turn up, they're fantastic. And like you said, they've always got a goal threat. Aubameyang, Lacazette, I think going forwards they're very talented. Pepe obviously now finding his feet a little bit in the Premier League. Still not, the money they paid for him for me is ridiculous, but still, he is a threat. And yes, they're going forwards, but it's defensively they really struggle, Arsenal. And against Leicester are the best team this season. I enjoy watching Leicester play more than any other team. Yeah, I absolutely love watching them play. And I think with the likes of Tielemans in the middle, Vardy will be a nightmare for their back four. And obviously you've got the likes of Barnes out wide, who's been playing well. Ayoze Perez has been playing. Now he's moved up to a better team. I think you're really seeing his quality. And I just think I can see Leicester scoring goals today. I can't see Arsenal keeping them out. And I think that's what it boils down to. Leicester defensively, with Lord Farquaad at the back, are so much better than Arsenal. I still think Arsenal will score, but I can see Leicester scoring more at the other end. And I think Leicester are going to tip it. I'm going to say 3-1 to Leicester for this one. Arsenal are away. I think they're always terrible when they're away. But I think they will. They've got a great attacking side. Yeah. But they're crap at the back. They are dire. Leicester, I think, are just good all round. And actually, they are very, very interesting to watch. I'd personally like Leicester to go on and win. I just think it'd be Banter FC come back. AFTV and popcorn and chill. Tonight would be get the popcorn out, feet up. Genuinely though, I think if they lose today, Arsenal, it could be a bad evening. Could I say? It could be Emery's last. It'd be a terrible evening. Terrible evening, nightmare evening, disaster evening. The end of the evening. It could be the final. It could be the final game. It could be. I think. I seen someone in the comments put Mourinho in. Yeah, there's lots of rumours about Jose. He's been flirting with the idea of Arsenal. I can't see that happening, but it would be banter if it did. But at the same time, Jose will do there and he'll do a good job. So if the banter on us at the end of the day afterwards. So I don't know how I feel about that one. But Arsenal fans were mugging Jose off the whole time he was at United, slating his game. So it'd be quite funny if he does end up there. I think based on that. Leicester for the win. Leicester for the win. 3-1 on predicting. I'm going to go for 2-1. 2-1. So we're both saying Leicester are going to win this one. Leicester. We're Leicester fans today, definitely. Jamie Vardy's having a party. And up in the Faroe Islands, you two are intelligent and beautiful. It's beautiful. Thank you very much, Red Devil. Appreciate it and hope you're very well. Hope the weather's much better there than it is here in the UK, because it's horrible here right now. Horrible. Depressing winter weather. Yeah, I mean, It's great football weather though.
Yeah, good
if you're a
slide
footballer,
good slide
it's
tackle.
a great football weather. It's not great fan weather.
No, I agree. Who's getting sacked first, Ollie, Posh, or Emery? I think Emery.
Emery, I don't think.
I think he'll be the next one to go in the league. To be honest with you, Emery is the one I'm predicting to go next.
I don't think Spurs will sack Poch either.
No, I don't either. Mark says it's absolutely peeing it down there as well. Yeah, it's horrible, Mark. Horrible weather. Right, next one. Early kick-off. 2 o'clock kick-off tomorrow. United against Brighton. Obviously, we are at home.
Yeah.
That means nothing because we lost to Palace at home. Similar kind of fixture.
I'm glad we're at home though.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're at home. I think after the 4 away games, having a Europa League game at home and then a Premier League game at home should hopefully just bring us back together a little bit. Massive game. They are just above us in the league. If we beat them, we go above them. Obviously, I'm going to say Manchester United win. Obviously.
Not that obvious anymore.
But I would go for Manchester United win. I want to see us. I do feel like they're going to put 11 players behind the ball and we've got to go and break them down. If we can go and see some attacking style of play, this is the game to go and do it. Like Brighton is not. I don't really feel like their attack is better than our defence. If they score, I feel like it would be down to us, like it was against Bournemouth. That goal we conceded just before half time was terrible from our defence. It wasn't brilliant from a Bournemouth attack. I just think our defence was terrible.
They were labelling that as like a world-class goal by King, but for me it was just shocking defending. Firstly,
so much space around him.
Wan-Bissaka's wrapping his legs around him, which he shouldn't do anyway. Like it's like Inspector Gadget.
I don't understand why.
Have you ever watched Inspector Gadget when he's got all like the arms and the legs? That's what Wan-Bissaka is like, and that's what he was doing there. He's trying to wrap his legs around when he doesn't need to. For one, just needed someone to get in front and just nip the ball off him. And then Lindelof, I think he heard the whistle. He was going for his hot dog or something at half time with the fans. So I don't know what he was doing. He was running to beat the queue or something because I don't know where he was going. No idea where he was going.
When you look at it, it wasn't an amazing. I don't feel like it was an amazing goal. We were just all over the place at the back.
Yeah, but the thing is that early on in that game, we had not only clear-cut chances, but we had plenty of the ball. We were getting into promising positions, and decision-making in the final third simply wasn't good enough. I thought Pereira was non-existent, and I was the one saying, you know what, play him in a 10 and we'll see a better Pereira, because I think he genuinely is better in a 10.
Yeah.
But you've got to be honest and say he was shocking the other day. And if it was me, you mentioned Mata earlier, I would want to see Mata start in that 10. For me, I know we weren't playing against a quality team the other day in Europa League, but for me, Mata was pulling all the strings. His movement, he comes offline, he's getting into the pockets, receiving the ball. If only he had a bit more pace about him. But you know what, his ability to get the ball and his ability to find the pass, I think he's such an intelligent player, and I would play him in the 10.
Yeah.
Well, genuinely, I thought he played well, and if it's either Mata, Lingard or Pereira, out of the 3 right now, Mata should be getting a nod, personally.
After the Europa League game, I would agree with you,
yeah. I mean, I know he's slow and I know he's old, and I completely agree with that. I think he has lost his legs, but that doesn't take away his intelligence as a player. And for me, an old Mata will be more effective in that 10 at the moment than an out-of-form Pereira and Jesse Lingard, who just simply isn't good enough.
I think because as well, you've got the pace of Daniel James, Rashford and Martial up front. If Mata was in there, he can find those players. It doesn't matter so much about Mata's ability to sprint 40 yards. If he can find a pass and set them free,
exactly,
it bridges that gap between our attack and then like the defensive midfield. There's that person in the middle. If he can find his feet, can he then find the ball? And like you said, just because he can't sprint the quickest doesn't take away his intelligence. But
he makes up for it by the positions that he gets in for me. Like Lingard's picking the ball up far too deep, he's not doing a lot with it. Mata will pick the ball up and he'll find the pass. And he can also prove that he can finish. If you look at his goal scoring record at United, it's quality for the amount of games he plays, the amount of times he's played out on the right hand side when he's not a winger as well.
Yeah.
Like, he's such an intelligent player, and I think because he's small and he's quite slow, he's underrated because of that.
I do feel like, just like that's, you know how like when Rooney got older, he kind of drifted more central and deep. That's going to be like Mata's side, I think, that he needs to come more central, so he hasn't got to start working back.
I think with Mata, when we do play him at the right hand side, a lot of the time he would drift in, and naturally that's what he does.
Yeah.
He's not a winger, but then that affects the whole team, because you've got, for example, Wan-Bissaka picking the ball up, looking down the wing, there's no one there, we lack width on that right hand side. And that's because he's playing completely in the wrong position, and that affects us all, which is why he needs to start in that 10.
Yeah.
So I would start him personally. I don't think he will start, but I think he deserves to start. I want to talk about Martial's goal the other day. It was a quality goal.
Yeah.
Absolute quality goal. Close control, his awareness to just toe poke it into the corner. But then I've seen these tweets and it's making me go like cringe. I go within myself because they're like bigging him up and saying, "Oh, I was playing at R9 and all this," and I'm thinking he was playing against a bunch of Rogons. Like when he starts doing. When he starts doing that in the Premier League, then I'm like, you know what, fair enough. IM9 is back and all this, yeah. But if you're doing it against traffic cones, you know what I mean? Like, for me, he's not proving. It was a good goal, and I'm not disputing that. But people are bigging him up far too much. Like for me, he strolled around the pitch too much. What did he do against Bournemouth last week? I want to see that. His link-up play the other day was absolutely superb. He was getting the ball, he was doing little layoffs, he was turning, he was confident, he scored that fantastic goal. I want to see more of that from Martial tomorrow. He needs to prove it more week in, week out for me to big him up that much.
He needs to be more consistent.
Yeah. And that's because I've actually got high expectations of him. It's not because people think I've got an agenda against Martial or anything like that. I love Martial, but I'm not just going to call him AM9. I'm not going to compare him to R9 until I see it week in, week out.
Yeah, definitely. I think we know that he's such a good player, and it's similar with Rashford. We know that he can do it, but when he doesn't, it's not that we're abusing him. It's more.
Like more from him.
We know that he can
do it. It gives you a niggle of what he can do. It gives you a niggle, and he's like, yes, look at Martial, he's back, and then the next week, like, you don't hear nothing. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it needs to be more consistent. I do think we've massively missed Martial. I don't think we've realised it. But I think having him back in the team, I think that's a massive confidence boost, and we've got more of a goal threat with him there because he's our most natural finisher.
Even other players as well. Yeah. I think when a player like that comes back in, the fact that it's like, he's released Rashford a bit more now. It's another threat. It's someone else to find, like we said about Master trying to find different players. But yeah. We have missed him, but I also agree that we don't need to. He scored one goal.
Don't compare him to Ronaldo 9. Like, come on, let's be more mature. It's like, that was just. I credit the goals due. Like, it was a fantastic goal, and I'm not disputing that. But
I'd like to see it again.
Yeah, more often. Yeah, not just the goal. I think his general game was fantastic today. His link-up play, like I said, was quality. He wasn't hiding. He was constantly showing feet. He was doing little flicks, he was doing little turns, he was a massive threat for out. We just need to see more of that Martial, that's what it is. We're missing more of that Martial. But in terms of the game, I think we're going to win. Personally, I think we'll win. I'm going to say 2-0 United win. I don't think we'll batter them. I'm going to say 2-0. I'm hoping we get a clean sheet because I think we've got at the back. There's been questions asked lately. Maguire, I think, we're quite poor again the other night. I'm hoping we get back to that because our defence this season hasn't been too bad. So I'm going to say a 2-0.
I'm actually going to be really positive and go 3-0. I was going to go 2-0, but you've gone for 2-0.
So I'll be different.
So I want to be different, and I think we'll score more than one, so I'll have to go for it 3-0.
3-0. Okay, yeah. Obviously in the chat, let us know what you think as well, but we think United are going to win this one. They've spoiled our weekend many times, let's hope we don't do this weekend.
I know, especially on a Sunday, like...
Yeah, and the worst for me is the early kick-offs when it's early on a Saturday. You get up and you're like, yes, it's a match day, buzzing, and then you're like, oh, we're going to win, then I'll be good move for the rest of the weekend. And then 9 times out of 10 we lose, and you're like depressed for the remainder. You can't watch match of the day because you're that livid with what you've just seen in the day, and it just spoils it. So for me, it's the worst when it's a Saturday morning. But I think we'll win. I haven't got a match tomorrow as well, so I'm going to try and get a stream and watch it for once. Where I'm normally playing on a Sunday. Yeah. That would have been good actually, watching.
We'll watch that one.
Definitely. But don't spoil our weekend, United, please. Sundays are bad anyway because I'm back at work on Monday, so please don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. A massive one for the Midlands, Wolves against Villa.
Massive.
At the Molyneux.
I have this hatred against Wolves. And it stems, they beat us like 1-0 years and years ago. Kenny scored.
Yeah. Miller.
Yeah, Kenny Miller.
Yeah.
He scored, and my friend was a really big Wolves fan, and then I just got pissed, absolutely ripped out of me because they won.
Yeah.
So I would like Villa to win, but it's such a huge game for the Midlands, isn't it? It's on them. There's always bragging rights in the Midlands because you've got like you know, years go by with West Brom.
Look at my household growing up. Like my dad,
like,
massive Wolves fan. He doesn't shut up about Wolves. Like, he does my head in. Every time I walk in there, he's comparing Wolves to United. Like, every time.
It's like pride and Midlands, isn't it?
You know what? I put him a little glory on today because prior to Wolves getting back into the Premier League and that, he wouldn't mention them because Wolves were crap. Then all of a sudden, it's like the biggest Wolves fan again, and I'm just like, that pipe down. Like, you were not supporting him not long ago. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, he didn't. He used to. I used to say, Daddy, maybe Wolves going to turn, and I don't know, the rubbish. Do you know what I mean? And now all of a sudden, it's like, oh, Wolves are the best team in the world. We're going to win the Europa League. We're going to finish above United. He wants to put a bet on me that they're going to finish above us. I'm not going to put a bet on with him, by the way, because I think they will be finishing above us. So I'm not putting a bet on with him.
Not risking it. Not risking that one.
Nah, but yeah, it's just. I get that about the hatred thing. Obviously, it's a bit more different because my dad's a massive Wolves fan, so I of course I've got a soft spot for them, but I'll always want United to batter them. But at the same time, I'm not a massive Villa. I don't know. I felt sorry for him with that VAR decision with Grealish.
Yeah.
That could be a massive result at the end of the season for them. I can't see Wolves losing it though, because obviously Villa beat them in the cup the other day. Wolves didn't play a strong team. Villa didn't play a strong team. But
it's really difficult when teams play each other in close succession in a cup and then in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Because the first result will affect the second result, but then you've got different teams playing a lot of time because of cup teams.
I think when it's a game like this, it's a bit like when we play Liverpool, for example, form goes completely out the window.
Yeah.
And having players like, for example, Grealish in the starting lineup for Villa will be massive because obviously a local lad, this will mean a lot more to him. No disrespect obviously the foreign players playing or anything like that, but to him, it's homegrown talent. It'd be a lot more personal. And I just think that could sway it as well, and I think it'd be a close one. I think Wolves are just going to nick it. I'm going to say 2-1 to Wolves.
I'm going to go the other way.
I think it's going to be tight. You're going to go for an away win.
I'm going to go for the away win.
Villa. Yeah. So we're saying 2-1 either way. Obviously, get joined in the chat and let us know what you think as well. I just can't see Wolves losing to Villa twice when I tried after the cup the other day because of the bragging rights purely. I know they didn't play strong lineups and it wasn't an accurate reflection, but I can't see Wolves losing at home. I think in the reverse fixture, Villa will get the win. I think they'll share both fixtures. I think both teams will
win. The home team will win.
I'm going
to go for the Villa win.
Villa win? Okay. So 2-1 Wolves, 2-1 Villa is my prediction. Obviously, let us know what you think as well. Then the biggest game. And it's live. Liverpool against City. Obviously at Anfield. This one, I really struggle with my predictions for this one, to be honest with you. Struggling.
It's huge for the title race, isn't it?
Massive.
If you lose this...
Well, if City lose this, you could say.
Oh yeah, if City lose this...
There'll be a 9-point gap if Liverpool win.
They might slip up again.
Yeah. I mean, just do it for the league, Liverpool. Just lose. Just make it more exciting for everyone. Just lose. That's what I'm going to say.
It's so hard to go against Liverpool at the moment.
Don't forget as well, Edison's out for City. Bravo being goal. Yeah. Johnny Bravo.
Kyle Walker being... I said a mad stat about Kyle Walker was the first Englishman to make a save in the Champions League since 2016.
Did you see the save?
I know, but he's still saying but since 2016 we've not had an English goalkeeper make a save.
That's mad. But at the same time, Ben Foster's had more shots on target than Jesse Lingard. That stat was
crazy stats this season. So City, if they lose, I think they're out. Liverpool, I just feel like you can't. They're so. I don't want to say it. That they are so good.
It's Mane.
They are so good. They need a weakness somewhere. Someone's got to find a weakness in this.
Yeah, I mean, City Liverpool games are always good anyway. They're always close games. And again, form at the window, you could say. I think the keeper being out is a massive loss for City. It being at Anfield, I think, is a massive swaying point again. And I think it'll be a bit like I've just said for the Villa and Wolves games. I think both times the home team's going to win. I think Liverpool will edge this one. And then I think that City will win at the Etihad. That's what I'm saying. I think Liverpool are going to edge it.
It's like that. There's the 12 man, isn't it, with fans, I think, at Liverpool.
Not at City.
Yeah, no.
Well, the influences might be there, to be fair.
But Liverpool have this 12 man in their fans, and when you go there, and you hear that their fans sing, and it's like, I don't know, it must be an absolute buzz for them.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I've already said it. I think Liverpool are winning the league this season. I cannot see them. I know. I hate saying it. I hate saying it. I apologise to everyone for my bad language, but I think Liverpool are going to win the league. And it kills me to say it, but I just think they're too good. I can't see them slipping up that much. I think they'll win today. There'll be a 9-point difference. And I actually could see Leicester getting closer to Liverpool than City, the way they're playing at the moment.
Like, for me,
City missed company. When City lost company, they didn't really replace him.
No, and then they struggled with injuries in the back, haven't they?
Yeah. And his leader as
well. Playing out of different positions.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like Liverpool have had that. I know, and Oxlade-Chamberlain's come back. Liverpool haven't had that injury kind of hit yet.
I mean, obviously that could happen. December, I think, is always a
thank you, Dane.
December is always a sticky one as well. A lot of fixtures.
Yeah.
And I think this will be a really big month. Obviously, it starts off with an absolute belter as well with this game today. But I think the next few games leading up to Christmas, I think, will be really important. George there said he thought Liverpool would win the league when they were 10 points ahead last year. I feel different this year. I think City last year was a team that you thought, no, they're not going to drop points, they're not going to slip up. They always seem to get the points when they needed it most, and they always seem to have that goal in them. Whereas this season, I think they lack having company, for example, they lack having the leader at the back, like you said. They've had injuries, and they're not fully confident at the back. I think Sterling has bailed them out a few times. If Sterling isn't firing on all the cylinders, then I do fear for City. And I think Liverpool just seem to have that extra boost this season. I genuinely do.
I feel like they're playing on a high level of confidence.
Yeah.
I don't think Liverpool will go into that game thinking that they'd lose.
I mean, even that Villa game the other week, I remember checking the score on my phone and there was like 4 minutes left or something stupid, 5 minutes left, and Liverpool was still losing. And even then, I remember looking at it thinking, they'll still win. They'll still win. I could still see it happening, and it did. You just got that. They've got that resilience, and you have to hold your hands up and say that fair play to them, sign of champions, where they just don't give up. They play to the final whistle, and they always look like they're going to get something.
I heard a lot of that last weekend actually. The sign of champions when they come back late on, and anything like they just don't lose.
Yeah, and George made a good point there. Obviously, Fraudiola, as he likes to call him, could sign some players in January, which will then sway, and that could always happen. It's a very good point.
I think that's.
But it's hard to get players. It's hard to get players in January though.
But for Liverpool, if they had any injuries, as a player, would you want to go to Liverpool? Would you get time? Would you get time on the pitch because the likes of their players are so good?
Yeah.
Because at the moment with City, I think you can worm yourself into their squad, but I don't see players going to Liverpool and getting game time at the moment. I just think their first 11 are so good. Would you break into it?
Yeah, and they've got players like Lallana and Chamberlain coming back obviously as well, who are a boost when they're on form, and everyone seems to be coming back at the right time for them. But you never know what happens later in the season. Like I've already said, there's a lot of games, up to Christmas, in and around Christmas, and of course anything could happen. But so there's our predictions, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, it's been a pleasure to have you here, Meg, again.
Thank you.
Yeah, and of course it is a weekly show. We didn't do it on Wednesday this week because obviously we planned to meet up and thought it'd be better to do a live one. In terms of the frame rate and stuff, I'm not sure what's going on at the moment. The other day I had lagging Saeed. I've done everything that I can possibly do on my side of things. I'm not sure what the issue is. I need some genius to come and have a look at it, to be fair, but you can still hear us, which is fantastic.
Looking at the wrong person.
Go on, Meg. Sort it out, Meg. But yeah, guys, I always appreciate it, of course. Massive weekend of football. We're both Leicester fans for tonight. Come on, Leicester. Let's make it a bad Ebening for Arsenal.
Terrible Ebening.
Terrible Ebening. Good Ebening. But
make sure you get your popcorn for AFTV.
Yeah, don't say it too early. Don't say it too early. Yeah, AFTV and chill tonight, hopefully.
Keep holding your hats.
Yeah, and hopefully we can watch Match of the Day 2 tomorrow night because United will win as well. So hopefully a good weekend all around. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Always appreciate it. Drop a comment on the video afterwards. Drop a like, and if you haven't already, please do sub to the channel as well. It does mean a lot. Have a fantastic one. Chelsea against Palace starts fairly soon. Hopefully that'll be a good game. Our prediction's obviously that Chelsea are going to nick it. Let's see what happens, eh? But yeah, thank you so much, guys.
See you all soon.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.